Hey everybody, thanks for joining. We're just going to give everyone about another minute to join. So it's good to see you, Cassie, Amanda. Yeah, Cassie and Amanda. We're going to wait just another minute. If you're just joining us, we're just going to give everyone just another minute to join. So hang tight and then we'll get started shortly. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Thanks again for joining us today for our webinar. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself, and then I will let everyone else say hello. My name is Amanda Garcia. I am the program director for the Digital Media Marketing, Communication, and Public Relations programs. Tamar?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Cassie and Amanda. My name is Tamar Gregorian. I'm the professor of practice for public relations and digital media marketing communications. It's a pleasure to have you guys join us today.
Hi, my name is Alexis Stone. I am the academic advisor for the PR majors. So if you guys continue to become a SOPA student, I'll be working with you on your courses and your classes to make sure that you are following what you need to do to graduate on time and have the right courses for your degree. So it's nice meeting you guys.
Great, Dan.
And hi guys, I'm Dan Ray. I'm also a senior academic advisor. I formerly advise the PR students, so I'm sitting in here with my colleague Alexis to ensure all is running smoothly and whatnot. And we're here for you. Thanks for joining. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask us in the chat box, or take it back to Dr. Garcia for now.
Great, thank you. So just a little bit about SOPA as we get started. The university was founded in 1834 as the Medical College of Louisiana. We offered our first continuing education classes in 1886, which really demonstrated a commitment to adult learners, and that's been over 130 years. So a little bit more about how we operate. So we have a ton of online learning options. We also have on ground, and we're going to dig into online a little bit more. But if you are joining us remotely from another city, we do have the availability of completing your degree or certificate online. We do have many different programs of study, depending on what your interests are and really what your career goals are. And myself, Dr. Gregorian, as well as your advisors, can help point you in the right direction for those different programs, whether they're majors or minors. We also have a huge emphasis on student support, everything from your academic advisors to career advising, etc. We're here to make your process as smooth and successful as possible. We also offer affordability and flexibility. So not only are our courses very affordable and very competitive with other universities, we also offer flexibility of in-person learning versus online learning, classes during the day, classes at night, which we'll talk about a little bit more later, as well as, of course, our Tulane reputation. So when we talk about online learning, once again, we do have plenty of courses in person on ground as well. Right now, as you can imagine, most of our courses are being run online or a mixture of online and on ground with everything that we're experiencing right now to keep everybody safe. But if you are taking courses online, we have a back-end interface called Canvas that we use that allows you to access learning materials, lecture notes, even recorded lectures at times, assignments, and see where you stand at any given time in a course. We also have very engaging and informative videos and simulations. We use discussion boards for collaboration. We also have students coming from all over, from many different backgrounds. So you may be in a course with someone who is a professional in marketing or someone who is in education and is completely changing careers. You may be in a class with students right out of high school who are going into this for the first time, or someone who is kind of shifting careers. So it's a really interesting mix of people that you will meet in these courses. We also offer guest speakers. We have national speakers we'll talk about a little bit that come in and speak to you that are experts in their field. We also have meetups. We have, and we'll get into student groups later, but we have different professional student organizations that have online meetups. So this slide is just to tell you that we do have an expertise in these areas. And if you are interested in taking courses online, don't worry, you're not going to be on an island taking these classes. We have them set up in a way that still makes them very engaging and makes you feel like you're part of our community. So just a little bit more about this. We do have a very large scale. We have almost 1,400 students who have completed our online courses. So this is not something new. A lot of schools right now are shifting to online learning and it's new territory for them and they may not be doing it the best that they could. But we have, over 12,000 hours of online coursework that were completed just in the last year, not to mention over the last like 3 to 4 years that we've been developing this. So we really have tested these online courses and improved them semester after semester, as well as a huge instructional design team. So once again, if you are looking at remote learning as an option for you, you can see here our depth and our quality that we offer that a lot of other schools are not, who are just getting into this space. So we offer 2 bachelor's degrees. This is something new. This is rolling out this summer. And so if you are applying for summer or fall, this is a little sneak peek into some of the new programs that we are offering. And we wanted to let you know about them as you will have these options. So we have 2 bachelor's degrees now within this arena. One of them is in public relations. It is 120 credit hours total. That's like any other bachelor's degree that you would pursue. And then there are 36 credits within the major. So that means you will be taking 12 courses specifically in public relations, not to mention another 6 that you can take in electives. We have a ton of great electives to choose from that really help you find your niche, right? So whereas you may take the 12 courses, the major courses with the rest of your classmates, if you're really interested in going into crisis communication or other forms of public relations, you can take courses specifically in those content areas within your electives that really help give you that expertise to move into those fields after graduation. And then we also offer minors now in advertising, public relations, digital marketing, and digital design. So we also have now a bachelor's in digital media and marketing communication. So what does that mean? So this is digital marketing. So if you get those digital ads on your phone, if you are interested in social media marketing, digital marketing of any kind, creating digital content, digital strategy, all of that is now under this bachelor's degree. It's still 120 hours total. Still 36 credits within your major. And once again, there are many electives within this area as well that can kind of help you figure out your area of expertise. And then once again, you could also pursue, which we highly recommend, a minor in either advertising, public relations, or digital design. And then in addition to our bachelor's degree, so if you're joining us today and you're interested, like if you already have a bachelor's degree and you're interested in a certificate, or perhaps you're already working in the field and you're interested in gaining additional content knowledge in a specific area, or looking at a new career path, right, without committing to another bachelor's degree. We have 3 different certificates now that we are offering. We do have a certificate in digital media marketing. So this, we have a ton of students come into this professional certificate, like I said, who don't need a completely additional bachelor's degree, who might be in a marketing field or an advertising field or a graphic design field. Or they might be a business owner and they realize that they need to know more about digital marketing. This is where this certificate really applies. We now also have a professional certificate in advertising. So if this is something that you're interested in going into the field of advertising, as well as public relations. So once again, if you are in one of these other industries and realize that you need more experience in public relations, or you're doing a lot of it on your own and you need more of that content knowledge, or if you have a degree in public relations but realize the field has changed and evolved and you want to pursue that professional certificate, we have that available. These are now 18 credit hours. So if you saw this online, you may have been lower, but all of these now are 18 credit hour certificates that allow them to be more robust, is the purpose of that. And these are some different classes that you can anticipate within these areas. So digital media principles and strategies. So understanding why we do things and how we formulate that strategy to get the best bang for our client's buck. What are different search engine optimization and search engine marketing strategies? Overall brand strategy, you're going to get this in advertising, and you can take that as an elective in any of the other content areas you're going into. We have 2 different advertising studio courses. So if you're in digital marketing, but you want to learn more about advertising, you could take an advertising studio as an elective as well. And then of course we have a ton of public relations courses, too many to list, but you'll start out with principles of public relations, really learning the foundations and the basics, and then moving through writing, and then all the way up through campaigns, understanding case studies, and then all the way up through your senior capstone courses in all these areas.
We've also actually, if I could, Amanda, just
Please, yes.
introduced a host of new PR classes that are specialized. I noticed a lot of you are interested in public relations. So we have a nonprofit communication class that we're offering, a crisis communication class, strategic corporate communication. I'm missing a few, health communication. So we're really building courses and are already running some of them that are specifically geared toward, let's say, a career in the nonprofit sector, a career in the corporate sector, to give you a taste and a feel of what that's like, applying the principles that you learn in some of the core classes like the PR principles class, the PR writing class, and then being able to implement it in the setting that you may either work in currently or want to work in. And so it's really a great time to be part of the program.
Absolutely, thanks. And then when we're looking at careers in these areas, Tamara, would you like to speak to some of these careers as well?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Didn't mean to interrupt. Looks like maybe Angela got kicked out. Is she back in? Sorry. I just saw it pop up. I'm sure it's popping up for you guys too. So yeah, whether you're working in PR now or you want to work in PR, there are various levels of, entry level, mid-level. So you could start out as a specialist or a manager, or if you're working at an agency. And obviously some of this will depend on whether you're working in in-house or in an agency. There may be an account executive position you're interested in. And even if you're interested in working in marketing, having the PR and the advertising background, and then also maybe, taking classes in the digital marketing bachelor's, but then also taking like a PR class, we've created the matriculation guides in a way for you to be able to kind of, concentrate in digital marketing or concentrate in PR, but then also take electives that not only give you the insight that you'll need working in, let's say, a management position or a coordinator position or a specialist position, but also kind of give you a well-rounded understanding of the industry so that you can participate in meetings. The media landscape, PR, advertising, digital marketing, it's a very integrated field. And so the more in tune we are with what each other is doing, the stronger our campaigns are, the stronger our work is. And that mutual understanding and networking is really part and parcel of what we do. So whether you're looking to focus in public relations or advertising or, fundraising, development, those are all functions of PR, for example, or in advertising, if you want to be on the media buying and planning side, or you want to be on the creation side, you're going to get that well-rounded approach, but you're also going to be able to focus on what it is you want to do. And the fantastic thing is we have faculty who can help guide you with your career choices. We have excellent, academic advisors, career coaches. So you're really getting that rounded look at either I want to change directions or I want to go in this direction.
That's great. Thank you. So in terms of student support and success, like we mentioned earlier, you will be working with your academic advisors, also expert faculty with industry experience. This is really important. We hire faculty who are working in the field. This is also something that really sets us apart from other programs that you may be exploring. We are hiring people who are doing what they're teaching as a full-time job. So someone who may be teaching you something about digital marketing, content creation, let's say, they are a digital marketer by day, right? And you're a faculty member by night. I'm just kidding. But whatever that might be, they are in that specific field. We work with industry experts as we're kind of retooling these courses and offering these new certificates and bachelor's degrees. We've been working with faculty who we're bringing on who may own an advertising agency, and they're informing these courses, or they might be a media buyer, a media planner, and they're informing these courses, et cetera. So that is something very unique to SOPA in general, is that you will be learning from people working in the industry who have not only great expertise, but also direct connections to the field. Also, we have our career advisor, Cynthia Washington, who is great and can help you get plugged in for internships or full-time positions. And then we also have huge networks, of course, of program peers and other Tulane alumni. Yeah, we have a great question. What are some internship opportunities that students receive? That's a great question. So we always recommend that students have an internship if they're not already in the field, right? So if you're pursuing a bachelor's degree and you're not presently working in the field, we can give you credit for that internship. So you can actually take the internship as a course and get 3 credit hours for it. So it could be like an elective. And we cannot get the internship for you, but we can give you, we can kind of like point you in the right direction for different companies in your area, perhaps, that are within that area that we would recommend. So if you're, let's say, in the greater New Orleans area, for an example, and you're looking, for an advertising or a public relations internship, we could give you a list of the top 5 PR firms, let's say, in New Orleans, and maybe a contact person there. We cannot secure that internship for you. Unfortunately, that's not part of what we can do, but we can help point you in the right direction. We can also look at your portfolio and your resume and help you tweak that and make that perfect for when you are going after that internship. Students can take the internship up to twice for credit. So if that is something that you're interested in, Alexis and Dan can fact check me on that. Used to be the case. I want to make sure it still is the case where you can take the internship twice for credit. So y'all let me know. But you could perhaps take an internship between your sophomore to junior year and then junior to senior year sort of thing. I hope that answers your question. If not, just pop on your video and chat and feel free to just chime in with more. Alexis, Dan, is that true? Can they take it twice for credit? Still?
I am not 100% sure if that's one of those classes, like the BSLS 4100 is, the 3-hour. I don't see any, I guess the content of the class would be the same. It's just the internship, of course, is going to be different and what they're doing there and then what they're reporting back in that class. So
we'll check into it.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if anything, there's always, they can do that and then we can set up some kind of independent study type thing, PRPA, 4910 or something like that. And then they can just do that as well. And then technically, then it wouldn't be an issue.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. That's great.
Yeah, I've had students intern, locally. I've had students who are, now interning virtually, of course, which kind of opens up your boundaries. Like if you want to intern for, a fashion PR house in New York, I've had students do that actually in person and then also remotely. And so I think the world is your oyster. It's what you really want to focus on. The good thing is you can kind of get a taste for the industry before you actually intern, because you usually will intern like closer to graduation. But that being said, you could intern in your junior year and your sophomore year, like Dr. Garcia was saying. But the great thing is you also have faculty who have connections and who will have the inside scoop on internships as well. So,
Great, yeah. Also, we want to tell you about something called credit for prior learning. So if you're coming into your bachelor's program, this is for bachelor students only, and you have been working in the field, let's say, and you have been working in the area in which you plan to pursue. So if you're working in digital media marketing in some capacity, or a marketing firm or an advertising agency or public relations, we have a pathway for you to earn basically 24 credits toward your 120 hours for your life work experience. So this is something that if you're interested in, please let myself or your academic advisor know. And it's a process in which you basically take a class, and within that class, you kind of compile your documents to show proof, right, that you have mastery of these things that you did while you were working in your prior learning experiences. So if this is separate, some questions that I usually get about this is actually separate from if you already have a bachelor's degree or you started another bachelor's program and we're taking transfer credits. This is in addition to those transfer credits, cannot exceed 60 total transfer credits, right? So half of your time has to be here at Tulane, half of the credits that you're receiving of the 120. So 60 of them have to be what we call in residency. So at Tulane, whether it's online or in person, they just have to receive those 60 credits from Tulane. But this is 24 credits that can count toward those 60 that you can receive from elsewhere, in addition to if you already started a bachelor's degree at another university, or if you already have a bachelor's degree and you're getting a second bachelor's degree, you can receive those credits. This does not count toward the certificate programs, but only toward the bachelor. Again, if this is something you're interested in, please let us know and we can give you way more information and point you in the right direction. And then affordability. So as I mentioned before, typically when people hear Tulane, they think it's, super, super pricey and, will I be able to afford to go to school here? That's a common misconception. Each school's cost per credit hour is a little different. The medical schools versus the law schools versus Newcomb Tulane College versus SOPAs. We're all different. Ours is $524 per credit hour. Most of your, for summer, and then fall is 576. It's going up a little bit in the fall. Most of your courses are going to be 3 credit hour classes. So you can do that math to see how much it's going to cost you per class. So let's say 576 times 3 is how much it would cost you to take a class here, right? Just to kind of give you a little insight. And this is less than other schools and colleges here at Tulane. So like I said, we are very competitive. We also have financial aid that is available for our bachelor's program students. So if you're a full-time student, you are able to seek federal financial aid. If you are a certificate student, there are other ways to get financial aid through private loans, et cetera, and other tuition assistance. But for bachelor students, you can get your federal financial aid through FAFSA. And if that's something you're interested in, I know I took advantage of financial aid all the way through my graduate programs. That's the only way I could pay for it. So I get it. If that's something that you need and you're interested in, please let us know and we can once again point you to the right person. And then these are other types of aid that I mentioned, some of them: federal loans, federal grants. We have our yellow program. We do give a 20% discount for active duty military, K through 12, instructional staff that are New Orleans area public school employees. And then once again, that up to 24 credit hours of work life experience. So how to apply? Applying is super simple. We have an online application that's pretty painless. It's $40 for undergraduate students. We are waiving that fee because you attended this webinar, so you will not have to pay that fee, which is awesome. You do have to submit a clear image of a government issued ID, a valid government issued ID, and we do need your transcripts from other institutions. So even if you started somewhere and didn't finish, we still need those transcripts. We can take unofficial transcripts for now just to assess your file and get you admitted. So, sometimes it can take a few weeks to get the official transcripts actually mailed or the official electronic ones sent to us from your previous universities. So the best thing to do is to get on that super quick. And when you're in the application, it tells you exactly where to have those official transcripts sent to. So while we're waiting on those, you can go to that institution and request typically a free unofficial transcript, have that sent to us. We can assess it, make sure there's no red flags, make sure we can get you admitted while we're waiting on those official transcripts. We cannot allow you to register for classes until we have the official transcripts, and it's got to be before that deadline. Okay, so we just don't want you to think you can send us those unofficial transcripts and then just like chill for a couple of weeks. That's not what we're saying. We're saying while we're waiting on them, you can send us the unofficial ones and we can kind of get it going for you. Okay, but you want to stay on top of all of that because we've got to meet that deadline before you're allowed to register. And we want to get you registered as early as possible so that way you can get the classes you want. Speaking
I
of,
just want to add to that as well. I just wanted to add to that too, Amanda, regarding the transcripts. So it also helps the advisors, if you, have your unofficial ones on hand, then yeah, go ahead and submit those because you may already have credit for some of the classes, from your previous schools. So we can work on, then assisting you with getting those evaluated firstly, and then also we can give you course recommendations for classes based on what's on your unofficial transcript to date. So then, you can kind of get a head start on, okay, my advisor looked through my transcripts and they said I needed to, to take these classes, because you don't want to take something that you're already going to have credit for from a prior school. So that's another good thing to have the transcripts and at least the unofficial ones for the advising purposes, while admissions is waiting, for the official ones to officially get you admitted, so that by the time in a perfect world that all kind of comes together at the right time and then you're admitted, you already spoke to the advisor, and then you can, go in and register for your classes. And then as you'll see on the next slide there, they have early scholarship enrollment deadlines where you get a discount on your tuition if you sign up for classes by a certain date.
that's great. Yeah, that's new, which is awesome. That's super helpful. And so these are the 3 different deadlines for application. And then you'll see underneath that the early enrollment deadline. So for example, if you're interested in coming into summer, we have to have everything in by May 1st. But if you want to get that $200 scholarship applied to your account, it's a little bit earlier, right? So it's April 15th. So, for fall, it is even earlier. So, the summer is slightly earlier, but if you look at the fall, it's June 1st, but then fall doesn't start till August. So it's substantially earlier, right? And then for January 1, it's a month earlier. So just kind of keep an eye on these, take a screenshot of this if you want, or take a picture of it, or email us and we can send you these dates because we want to make sure you get that $200 scholarship.
And also, actually, those are the application deadlines. So if your transcripts trickle in a day, later after that, that's fine. That's just the day you have to apply by. So if you haven't got everything in your admissions file by then, that's okay. Of course, it's best to have it in by then so you can get registered and not, get everything done at the last minute. But if transcripts or any other documents trickle in a couple days after that, that's totally fine too.
Mm-hmm. Great. So this is my email and phone number. You can reach out to me anytime via email. I'm also going to put my cell phone in the chat. So at any time you can text me and I can answer any questions that you may have regarding anything we talked about today. And I can point you in the right direction if you have specific questions that I don't know the answer to, or if there's somebody that's better trained to answer that question. So please feel free to reach out at any time. Alexis or Dan, do you have anything else you would like to add regarding advising?
I was just going to say, if anyone is interested in applying and you do have transcripts, you can send them to me because I will be the advisor for the program. So I can look over them and kind of give you, like Dan said, give you a heads up on what courses you have already completed and what courses you won't need to take again at Tulane, and then go over the actual transfer credit process with you on how to get those credits evaluated. And I will put my email in the chat if you want to, if anyone wants to send that to me as well.
Great. Yeah, and Amanda was asking if we could send this by email. Absolutely, we can get this to you. I've also put a link in here to YouTube. This is a new video that we recently shot that kind of showcases some of our faculty and students in the time of COVID, right? With our masks on. And so you can take a look at it and see some of our technology that we're presently using for courses, whether it's online or in person, as well as just kind of get to know like some of the things that we're doing. So there's that quick little YouTube video if you would like to take a look. Okay, so is there anyone, feel free, like I said, to turn on your camera if you would like and unmute yourself. Are there any questions that we can answer for you? Angela, Layla, Amanda, Cassie. Layla, am I pronouncing that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, great. Okay, so Cassie asks, are there graphic design specific certificates? Absolutely. There is a post-bac certificate in graphic design. And so Cassie, do you already have a bachelor's degree? Okay, she does not want to come off mute. I hear you, girl. Okay, so yes, if you already have a bachelor's degree.
Sorry, I'm multitasking a bit here.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I hear you. There's a post-bac in graphic design. I'm going to put a link in here for you real quick. That'll take you directly to our website for that. I'm just going to find it while I'm talking. Okay. And then you can reach out to me as well. I'm also the director of that program. So okay. I can help you. And then, yeah, and some students can pursue like different things at one time. So if you're interested in doing the post-bac certificate, but want to take some courses in other areas, we can talk about that too.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Sorry, my dog was barking in the background. That's why I didn't want to come off mute.
It's okay. It's okay. I was just giving you a hard time.
We're also in the process, Cassie and everyone else. I know some of you are interested in PR. We're in the process of launching a PRSSA chapter if it, everything gets approved, as well as an ad federation chapter. So there'll be networking opportunities outside of the coursework as well. And then just with the design program alone, they don't have an official chapter yet, but they have won a slew of awards last year at the Addies and then also this year. So we're really excited for them. And so you get an opportunity to network, in class in these professional development organizations, and you also can produce award-winning work in the program. So it's fantastic.
And we do have an AIGA chapter too, American Institute of Graphic Artists. So, we have students who are going to be members of all of these. So, and we also cover our student dues for these up to a certain number of students, because we want to make sure that everybody has access to them so that you're not having an additional out-of-pocket cost for these things.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions? Angela, Amanda, Layla? Okay, well, it was so good to see all of you and meet all of you. And feel free to reach out at any time. And we look forward to having you in class shortly.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.